Hi, this is Ginger from My Sister Scrapper. Today I want to share a mini album for you that I created for Graphic 45. I use the Graphic 45 large tag album, and I use the black, but this is the craft one right here, as well as the small little ATC trading tags, and again I use the black. And for the design paper, I used the Graphic 45 ABC Primer, which is the one that they re-released, and I'm so excited because this is one of my favorite papers. I love this paper collection. So what I did on the front cover is I just bound it with the ring that came with the tag album, and then I went ahead and did some fussy cutting on the little stamp here. I added these little wooden pieces that I had in my stash, and this is some seam binding that I had in my stash as well. I used this really cute little die cut to cut this little apple out, and it's from My Creative Time dies, and it's got an apple. It's a little school set. It says Love to Learn. So that's the front cover, and then each one of the tags has a pocket, and inside each one of the pockets is a little photo mat. So you flip it over, and then on the back side of the tag I have a little place for a photo, and this is all left open so the photos can slide underneath there. And then I went ahead and, because I only had 5 black tags left because I'd used one already, I went ahead and supplemented some inside pages with the small little ATC tags. And again, these are just some little wooden embellishments I had in my stash, and I used that little die to cut the little pencil out with the design paper from the paper collection. I have a little paper clip here from Stampin' Up! That I had in my stash. And again, I went ahead, and what I decided to do was, there's a sheet of 12 by 12 that has these little cut-aparts on them, and they're all actually the cream and white they're supposed to be, but I took my markers and just did a little bit of coloring just to add a little bit of color because I didn't have a lot of color in this. So that was kind of fun. And then there's the photo mat for that one. And then you flip it over, and again, these are all fussy cut from the design paper. I put them on some dimensional foam tape, and again, they're all open. And then here's the little small one, and I tried to do the alphabet in kind of like chronological order. Again, another little star paper clip here, and another little cute little apple that I die cut from that die set. Again, here's the next page. Again, I colored in his little hair and his little shirt. I thought that was kind of cute. And all the tags are exactly the same. They're the plaid on this side, and then this cream colored print on the back. And again, here's the back side. The back side's all the same. They have a photo mat here with one of the little flash cards, which I thought was cute. Again, here's the same little tiny tag with the little pencil die cut and the little wooden blocks in the paper clip, so you can put the little picture. I thought it would be cute to put little school pictures on the back of this. Again, I colored in his little hair and his little shirt and a little pencil. And there's the back of that one. And then here is the last little tag here. Again, another little die cut apple with some more little wooden letters, paper clipped. And the last page has the cute little girl here, and I colored in her little dress. I tried to match it with the design paper. And then the photo mat inside, and here's the back. So that's my little tag album, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I created the pages out of this, and then I have a tip for you as far as how I decided to make the pockets using the tag album. So what you're going to need is, again, one of the large tags, and I'm going to use craft because it's easier to show up on camera, I think. So I'm going to take one of these out. Scoreboard and score tape, and then you're also going to need some cardstock that matches this. So if you're using the craft, use a craft cardstock. If you're using the black, use a solid black cardstock. And your paper trimmer, obviously. So the first thing you want to do is, what I decided when I wanted to make this mini album is I like to look at my paper and try to get the most out of it. And there was a sheet of 12 by 12 that had these little images. So what I did was I measured my images, and I could make them to be 3.5 by 3.5. And these little tags are a little bit over 3 3/4. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to put this on the front of my tag. So I decided to go ahead and score my tag at, I wanted to make it 3 3/4, the same height as the width. So I'm going to go ahead and you're going to place your tag in here with the flat side here, and the curved edge at the top with the eyelet, and you're going to make a score mark at 3 3/4. And the tags are pretty thick, so you need to score a couple of times. That's why I really like their tags. And then you're going to go ahead and just fold up on that score line. And that's going to create our little pocket. And then this piece, because I used the black, I left it plain, and then I just added my cut apart right here on the top. And I did put foam tape just to give it some dimension. So what you can do on this is I like to get the most out of my paper on the inside as far as my inserts, because I like to put photos on there, and you don't want your photos to be too small. So you could just run a bead of glue here and here and then fold it up. But what I like to do, and this is my tip for you, is I like to create little small hinges to go inside here, so that way I can get the full width of my tag, which is 3 3/4. So what I like to do then is I'm going to get my solid cardstock. So this is 3 3/4. So I'm going to cut some 1-inch strips with my paper trimmer. And I just randomly cut. I usually take my 8.5 by 11 and cut like 1 or 2 strips. Like this. And you'll need 2 for each. So if you're doing 5 pages, then you would make 10. If you're doing 6, you would do 12, etc. And we're going to make these. Since my pages, my little that I need, I want to put a hinge here, and I have a curved spot here. I put it in here. I'm going to make my hinges 3 1/4. That way it won't show over the little curved edge here. So I'm going to trim my 1-inch strips to 3 1/4. So then what you're going to do is you're going to put your little hinges in here, and you're going to go ahead and score at 1/2 inch. And you'll need 2 hinges for each one of your pages. So however many pages you're going to do, you'll need 2 hinges per page. So for that. So we have our little hinges. The next thing you're going to want to do is get your score tape out, or your whatever extra strong, heavy duty adhesive you like to use. I like to use score tape. This is a 3/8 inch. And here's your second little tip. What I like to do is put my tape on first, and then if I need to cut any angles, trim any excess off, it's easier to put your tape on first and then trim. That way you get full coverage all the way up to the point if you do cut it at an angle. So I'll show you what I mean in just a second here. So we're going to go ahead and put our tape on both sides of the outside of the little hinge. And we want to make sure we burnish our tape so the backing will come off really easily. So then these are going to go right here, like so. We're going to glue those down, and then we're going to fold them up. But I like to cut at an angle just so I don't have, I'll take out some of the bulk here. So again, put your tape on first, and then take your scissors and cut them at an angle like this. That way you have full coverage, and it's easier to trim it and put your tape on first and then trim it, opposed to trimming it and then putting your tape on, or at least it is for me. So there's that one, and we'll trim this one. Okay, so then again, you're just going to go ahead and take the backing off. And you don't want to go over your score line, but put it right on the edge. The folded side goes on here. And again, we're going to take the backing off of the other side. And again, you're going to put that right on the edge. Don't go over your score line, otherwise it won't fold up. Okay, and then burnish your hinges down, and then go ahead and take the backing off. But before I took the backing off, I went ahead and covered just the top portion of my tag. I just went down to about like right here. And to make the hole, I use the little 1/2-inch hole punch. It doesn't quite fit, but you can kind of trim around a little bit a couple of times to make it go around there. So then after you cover that and the back, because it's easier to trace when it's not folded up, I'm just going to go ahead and take the bottom and fold it up like this. And then what that does is that makes your tag, you can get a larger tag inside of here because you have the whole space from edge to edge. So this is going to go right in there like that, and it comes out easy. And what I did on these is I made these tags 3.5 inches by, I made them a little bit taller. I made them by 4 because I didn't want to cut a notch out. Now you can cut a notch out and make your tag smaller, but for this mini album, I wanted them to stick up. So again, those are going to go right in there like that. So there you go. That's your little page. Super cute, huh? So there you go. That's how I created the little pockets out of the large tag album using the Graphic 45 ABC primer as well as their large tag album. There you have it, everybody. Thanks for watching. Bye.